Could not be me. I would much rather play some Yu-Gi-Oh! The False-Bound Kingdom on the PlayStation 2.
Well, as we know, PS2 make the best games, and it will continue to, I imagine, for the rest of this grand final. So let's get it started. Grayson and Zai already right off the bat going at it here. And we'll see if the results are any different from what we saw in winners finals. Grayson came out on top 3-2. Zai will have to win 2 sets to do it, and it all starts here.
Here we go. Gyro in hand means it's a little bit harder for Zai to box
Oh
this
my
situation.
gosh!
Chasing the teleport all the way down. And one big theme we saw in winners was, man, and this gyro has been great so far for Grayson, but the gyro control out of Zai almost makes it feel like it's his tool and not Grayson's a lot of the time in this set. So you got to keep an eye on that. Now it's in Zai's hand. Could be big!
And even that right there, Zai wasn't the one holding the gyro, but he knew that Grayson would take the bait to go and catch it, and he caught a big up smash for it, one that evened up the game.
Yeah, percents are just about even. Catches that explosive flame, though. That's going to be the first stock in Zai's favor.
And after the start that Grayson had, you wouldn't expect it. Quick mash, and I love that he goes right to the ledge as well. Doesn't give Grayson a chance to follow up.
Yeah, no. Oh, and he catches the gyro with the back air. Catches the jump with it as well. Nowhere to run, except for the gyro was almost expired, so he could hold onto the ledge just fine.
Even with that high percentage, you still have enough invincibility to last it out at that point. Grayson pulled the trigger too early. 181% explosive flame gets the robot off the ledge and gives Zai the chance to get on. Tombstone will do it though.
Yeah, absolutely gonna take that stock at 196, more than enough. 28% on Grayson. He's gonna have to hold on to that the best as he can. The low percents, he's not really, known for big combos without setting up with that gyro, and right now that's in Zai's hand.
And gets knocked away, back into him too. Grayson spent so much time without the gyro, and you can see how much it's affecting him.
That counter, again, something that's going to come into play a lot in this matchup. A as a regular counter, and B also just working as a reflector, keeping the gyro away, keeping the laser away. Here comes the laser, just gets a parry instead.
Oh my gosh, again, you've
drop.
said it. It's basically Zai's move.
Yeah,
It's his gyro.
Zai Z drops the gyro, gets an up smash, and it still has it in his hand to continue the extensions right here. Drops it for some nair pressure, picks it back up for an extra conversion.
Oh my, he still has it.
He got a new toy for Christmas.
It's called gyro. He doesn't even need the rod to play with.
Grayson tossed it at him and he said, "I will dare you eventually."
Thank you for the fun. Oh my god, Grayson just can't, it's like he can't use it at all.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Rob as a character without gyro drops significantly on the tier.
Without a gyro, he's pretty mid, I'm not gonna lie.
He's not the hottest character on the block. One of his biggest weaknesses is not having feet as a character. The gyro really adds to that.
It's true.
Covers some of that weakness. Now he's just a character without feet. What do you do then? Can't really run away with anything.
You got me there. No, you sure can't. Back air. I like that he tries to go for the back air to cover too, just because it's a more active hitbox in the downer, or at least it feels that way. And it can also cover if Zai tries to go for that horizontal recovery rather than just the one below. But 141%, Zai knows that he doesn't want to stale any of his throws, so he goes for the forward instead.
Nice being cognizant of the explosive flame that Zai's continually been putting out to cover himself at the ledge. Gonna be an up throw maybe? Is that gonna do it?
Oh, up throw will certainly do it, so now you have to be afraid as Zai. You have the Rob with Rage, the gyro in hand, and you know what Grayson's looking for.
He wants that Nair big funny combo set up for a... Oh, here it is. Z drop Nair. Doesn't quite find it. But that could be an extension still. Down tilt. Doesn't quite find the chase.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I have certainly seen Grayson win these. It is not beyond his reach just yet, but Zai is staying just beyond his reach physically to make sure that he doesn't get those openings in the first place.
And shield looking real low. Luckily for him, was out of range of that auto reticle. I swear it would have poked if he tried to block it.
I like the idea of putting the gyro on the platform too, just making it that much harder for Zai to actually get it into his hands.
Ooh, Nair put him on the platform was a scary prospect. Barely able to avoid that dash attack, and now just a weak one's not going to do it, but he's stuck at the ledge. Gyro in Zai's hand. Oh!
Oh! Forward air! He does cover that as well. The spot dodge taken care of. And this is one good read away from Grayson getting it, but the same goes for Zai. Rob's so heavy!
Barely avoids dying off the dash attack, does get around that explosive flame, but falling back into that big coverage, spinning disco ball. Not disco ball, disco pole, whatever it is. That up tilt.
It's a Lady Gaga song.
Yeah, you know, that the disco stick.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the one.
I had to lie to my mom and say that was like a disco ball, but it's like a cylinder.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's not a conversation you would have with a parent.
No, well, I mean, she was like, "Why did she say that?" And I was like, it's a new kind of disco ball."
Yeah, it's like one of those, pole dancing, but not that.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No.
That would get my Lady Gaga privileges taken away.
Oh yeah.
And I gotta tell you, I don't want my Lady Gaga listening privileges taken away.
No. I wouldn't either.
Sai strikes me as the kind of person who appreciates good music.
He seems like a cultured individual.
Yeah. And what we'll see if that can carry over into the... I have no transition for this. Game 2, back to Pokemon Stadium 2. We'll see if there is any difference in this game, especially in the way that the gyro is used. We've talked about it so much, but obviously it's the very center of Rob's kit, and it's been the very center of Zai's game plan as well.
And look, like... all of the pressure at the end of the last game was almost gyroless from Grayson, but that opens you up so much for more opportunities that Zai can play without worry of the gyro to ever appear.
Ooh, back hit of the Nair. I like to see Grayson using the Nair less as a landing tool and more as an actual neutral tool. It's obviously something that Robs will do often, but he hasn't been doing it so much against the Palutena, mostly because he hasn't had the time to set it up.
And it's also terrifying to try to play the game of dueling Nairs against the Palutena.
Yeah. Anybody could come out on top in that situation.
Here we go. Up tilt. You're not going to connect in the up air. Man, up tilt and down throw follow-ups have just not been a real thing for Grayson in this set. Zai has been incredible at getting those on time.
Love to see that. Again, the play around the gyro has to change for Grayson, and right there he realizes that it is not his friend. He's got to get rid of it as soon as possible. And so now, with the ledge guard set up, I like this as well, right? Grayson normally just tosses it down at the ledge, and then he goes ahead and, looks for maybe an up smash afterwards or something like that. But now, he's realizing that there are many uses for gyro, and right there, it's all to divert Zai's attention to that and let him smack him with a few moves.
Oh, down air into up air? What a sick conversion. Grayson barely holding on to life because he's a big body right
You
now.
heard it here first, everybody. Ryan Neighbor thinks that down air to up air is sick.
I thought it was pretty cool.
It was certainly effective.
How often do you see Palutena just land that covering neutral get up?
No, the landing with down air was sick. I think that the up air afterwards was pretty guaranteed, but nonetheless, Grayson really doesn't even care about it because it did not kill him. He's playing with a big lead, and more importantly, I feel like Zai just doesn't have the time right now to focus so much on the gyro. He's got to focus on taking the stock.
Ooh, the counter coming through a little bit early in a situation you maybe expect a laser or just an aggressive option from Grayson, but he just sat and waited.
You see that a lot from most Robs, right? They'll shoot the gyro and then the laser comes immediately afterwards, but Grayson was a little bit too close to fire off the laser safely in the first place there, so he took care of that situation by being patient, and that time he just takes care of the Palutena.
Oh, does he get the
tech?
He does, and then punishes the recovery, getting his own two-frame with that down air, drops the gyro from on high.
His timing has just been locked in this game. That's what I'm saying, man. Go into a game 2 against Grayson, right? If he loses one game, he will come back so much stronger with new adaptations in the next. Now we'll see how he plays with that full clean stock lead.
Trying to swat Zai out of the sky while he's holding onto the gyro. Gonna make him either toss it or drop it if he wants to fight back.
You twist it, bop it, pull it. Gyromite will find you eventually. Zai's trying to take advantage of it when he gets the chance, but now that Grayson's got the lead, he knows he doesn't need to give Zai too many tools to work with.
Go platform coverage with that forward air. Look at the way that he bounced back so far with that laser and tried to cover the aggression.
Grayson's movement, like I said, he has just been locked in this game. Has not really been making a whole lot of mistakes, particularly in his movement. He's kind of had everything exactly where he wants it, and Zai's had a couple missteps, but nearly got the big opportunity that he needed to get that down to last stock.
Yeah, definitely covering with that nice jump read. Use the laser to cover himself a little bit on the recovery. Watch out for the explosive flame. It's going to be back there to reset the ledge pressure.
Now the gyro in between. It's one of the less dangerous places for a gyro to be if you're on the receiving end, but either way, it helps Zai keep Grayson at the ledge. He's just sitting there.
Back throw is not going to do it again. No gyro in play now.
And that time, Zai's just tossing out those down tilts because he doesn't want Grayson to sit on the ledge as long as he did last time. He does not want to be played for a fool, but Grayson right there gets played for a fool by playing with his food too much at the ledge, throwing out a bunch of moves when Palu is nowhere near. And now Zai's got his opportunity to bring this back.
Oh, already setting up the nair, taking 36, and it's going to be climbing. Doesn't quite find that explosive flame, almost eats his doom for attempting.
Great DI by him, though. He knows which way to go on that Rob up air. Keep an eye on those hands, and you'll know where to go. But at 134, this is only going to take maybe one grab for Grayson to do this. Nair even.
Picks up the gyro with that dash attack. Still playing with it. Z-drops trying to come down with the aggressive pressure.
Oh my goodness. Knocked off stage, so scary to be against a Palutena like this. See if Zai can make that landing. He does it with the counter. Puts Grayson up onto the platform. He's at such high range that an up air certainly does it right now. And he's looking for it. The laser as well, so close.
Oh my goodness, almost going into that explosive flame that certainly could have done it. Going for it all with the back air stage spike probably would have been impeccable at this point. But
who's gonna die?
Flame is definitely gonna take it first.
Wow. Detonating right on the Rob as well. Zai able to claw back in that game where it looked like Grayson was just in control at the start the whole way through. His tenacity cannot be understated, that Zai will play just in the moment at all times, and that's why he's up 2-0 right now.
Yeah. Even in moments where Zai is behind, even by stocks, multiple, never looks uncomfortable. Continues to play with his kind of standard game plan, and he's always having fun when there's a gyro involved and he's near it. He literally looks like he's a kid having fun with a brand new toy.
I mean, he's been making such good use of it, and been making good use of his time on Pokemon Stadium 2 so far. He's won 2 in a row, and a third one could make Grayson reconsider the venues for these matches, just because Zai has been playing to such great effect here. But it's not to say that Grayson hasn't had his merits in this set either. He's had a lot of great moments, a lot of great combos, and importantly, good sequences of just keeping Zai locked down, particularly off stage, but it just seems like he's having a lot of trouble closing out these stocks above all else.
Nair does find his way down against the explosive flame pressure, but trying to parry that neutral air is a tall task.
See if he can keep the Palutena off stage again. I don't suspect that damage output is going to be the problem for Grayson, but he's just not a closer right now. He's got to get back into the zone. A big punish on that backwards auto reticle will certainly get him that quick stock that he needed, and maybe he can continue to carry that through this game 3.
Ooh, look at that. The second Grayson jumped into the air. Yeah, we saw Zai sit, literally crouch, wait for a second, and not press a button until Grayson jumped, and then immediately went into the air with an air, converted to the up air. That's why you don't want to play the game of dueling airs against Palutena.
Yeah, it's a huge problem, man. Even if you've got a one as good as Rob, hers is going to be active pretty instantly. Rob needs a second to wind up, and hers covers around her pretty much all the time. So, man, what are you gonna do about it?
They're there to punish that attempted grab, but stocks even, percents just about even.
Oh, back air again!
Doesn't quite take it.
I'm amazed that Zai lived that.
Same. Yeah, it's definitely like the back air came out of nowhere. I wouldn't have been reading the eye myself.
Oh, wow, he's really going for that big offstage coverage because he knows that Grayson's content to go off stage because Rob has such a large recovery window, but he stays, again, tenacious, waits for Grayson to go off stage because he knows that eventually he will go for that ledge, and that's why Zai has a big lead right now.
Oh, tries
Don't
to
throw
go
it away,
extra
though.
deep for that down air. Still, he's able to make it back. Why not make those plays when the risk is so small?
That's true, and gets the Nair off of that gyro as well, the full connection, and now perhaps even more over at the ledge. Nair will bail Grayson out of the situation, but even if he takes the stock, he's got a comeback to make.
Ooh, just gets up in the air to steal the gyro so he doesn't have to deal with the pressure.
Ooh, the down air to set up. Can't get anything after it, though. This time, Grayson's DI was great.
Ooh, and a little tricky movement there with the platform cancel to still apply pressure.
Vertical coming out to cover that platform as well. It's kind of been Zai's go-to when he's in the corner, and this time the explosive flame. He continues to put on that pressure off stage when it's dangerous to go out after the rob. And Zai, and I thought that he might be fatigued, but he is running with full power, getting that 3-0 over Grayson to reset.
Turns out he was just ready to roll, and Grayson might be a little bit too cool on this one. I mean, that was a pretty solid 2-stock. He was sitting at 170, but it didn't look like he was out of control for a moment.
Yeah, no, that was all Zai's game in that game 3, and I think that really speaks to, you know, the mental damage that game 2 must have done to Grayson, right? Where he was in control for so much of it, but then after he lost that lead and after he lost that game, I think that's sort of a game 3 where you have to spend your time focusing on centering yourself and remembering how to focus on what's in front of you rather than the things that you're hearing in your head about that last game.
And like you were saying, you know, there's a chance we might see a different venue going into this next set. Maybe something other than Pokemon Stadium 2 to bring Grayson back into it. Maybe Pokemon Stadium 2 is just playing like a lullaby for him right now, and he needs something to wake up. Yeah. Actually going through stage bans, so maybe there's a chance.
There is perhaps a chance. I think that if we're banning, we might end up at PS2 anyways. Grayson's got the choice. Oh, Grayson could have Town and City. No, Town and City got banned. Never mind. Yeah, so I thought that was Smashville. So yeah, PS2 it is. I was about to say, there's no way Zai leaves Town and City open for Grayson. He must know.
Yeah, everyone should know at this point. Don't let Rob take you over there. It's a scary place.
Well, I guess that also speaks to the counter picks as well, right? That we keep going back to PS2, that Grayson must feel locked down. He obviously does not want to take Zai to Kalos. Right. I think if anything anybody has learned today, it's that you don't take Zai to Kalos.
Don't let Zai play on Kalos.
And you don't want to take a Palutena to Triplats as a Rob, so this is your next best choice, basically.
He tried to go for the ledge trump setup off of the down tilt. That was so sick, but good on Zai to be well aware of it as well and buffer an option get away.
Well, and it hugely put Grayson on the back foot, too. He had to burn a lot of fuel and kind of put into an awkward position that just totally let Palutena, let Zai get himself set up in that situation. So, yeah, definitely going to be one of those situations where, as the Palutena player, you say, all right, how can I continue to go on and, you know, stay in front in this match?
Now, so much damage already applied. Both players sitting basically at death percent. It's just one setup away. Right now, Zai is in the driver's seat.
And Grayson's like, look, I got plenty of fuel. Like I was saying, he can stay out there for a hot minute. Laser comes in through the hotness of that explosive flame, and this is the situation that shows you that game 1 gives you so much momentum. It's going to be the down air off the top to take the first stock, though.
That's something else. Not common, for sure. Still, at this percent, you're not going to see any success out of the down tilt.
Just the mash has been so good. The arm rotors, though, come through. Grayson's able to keep it close. And that means we're going to be right back to that situation that we had in that stock 1, right? It's just all down to who can get that break point in the game that can take a big lead.
And then again, playing the game of dueling nairs, your nair trading with Palutenas, sometimes seems like it'll be fine for you because it's just a little baby hit, but it put you in an awkward spot.
So, you know, we kind of have to see who can actually, you know, take advantage of the situations that they're given. Again, right, we've seen a lot of that from Zai today, and Grayson maybe a little bit less so, but it's just more been that Zai's been so slippery that it's hard to actually get your good follow-ups on him as the Rob player. As you see with that down throw, there's no chance to follow up on that. The mash is too good.
Man, in the game of the scramble, I feel like Zai's been winning almost every time. I'll just constantly see those little T-Rex arms of of the robot trying to reach out for something they want to grab, and it's never there.
Man, and that just the mash is so crazy from Zai. And yeah, you would expect Palutena to win in those scrambles, right? Her frame data is great. She's got a lot of moves that can take care of it, but Grayson with the awareness, knowing that with that gyro up close, Zai would probably want to wait it out for it to go back towards center stage, and he just covers that with the arm rotor, now getting plenty of damage as well.
And Grayson, definitely Sons of Life still has that second stock, applying almost 50% now. Over in Zai's side.
And, you know, sitting at that 140 plus range, you know, you expect it from Rob. He's a large man. He's a large robot, but man, Zai, he hasn't had the kind of struggles that Grayson normally has with closing out that stock. Finally does. Palutena has a lot of those kills eventually moves. Dash attack is certainly one of them, and safe. But at 75% and with the damage short to climb, you know, he can land a hit or two, but Grayson has been seriously keeping the pressure on in this game one.
Yeah, finally utilizing the gyro as one of his own tools and not one of Zai's. But Zai does such a good job of waiting out that gyro at the edge.
Now going back in with the arm rotor. Shouldn't be enough to kill just yet. Zai has the right DI and burn the air dodge to get through the laser as well. Grayson tried to take advantage with the linear recovery at that point. And the up smash out of shield, that's something that we saw earlier in the winner's set as well. That nair on shield is something that you cannot land deep with.
Yeah, we saw it multiple times in the winner's set. Haven't seen it yet in the loser's set. You know, that quick 3 reset, Zai was very cognizant of not letting it happen. But coming through now in the reset, maybe Zai finally feeling some of that fatigue and, you know, hitting some of those, oh, yeah, duh, I shouldn't do that moments.
Yeah, Grayson's definitely been a bit on fire since that 3-0 happened. I think that was a bit of a wake-up slap to him. So we'll see if he's able to carry over that energy that he's been granted here into the game 2 against Zai. I'm honestly more interested to see now the adaptation from Zai after he's lost a game. Coming into this game too, because most of them had to see that Grayson's fighting back from being on the back foot in most of these games. And I want to see what that looks like for Zai.
Yeah, and Grayson already starting off aggressive. We've talked about it before. Sometimes Grayson would just like to press buttons. He's a Rob player, but he still likes to swing.
I mean, he's gonna live.
Yeah, but still a phenomenal read on that recovery from Zai.
I think that's Zai answering my question. Yeah, of course I made adaptations. What are you talking about? This time, it looks like he's a lot more comfortable going off stage quickly to challenge the Rob, where of course it is scary to do that, but Palutena has a couple of quick tools to actually give the robot a little bit of harassment out there.
For sure. But Grayson finding his way away from the ledge traps by just swinging again aggressively.
I love that empty hop there from Zai also, where he many times in the past would go for the back air on shield. This time he waited for Grayson to react, and he dashed back into the stage, gave Zai more stage control, and then was able to get a bigger punish afterwards.
There we go, just run in, throw that nair, punish the jump, and again, using this gyro to set up a potential ledge trap situation.
Here to come out as well to push Grayson towards the ledge and taking the first stock of this one. Again, Zai is so good at establishing that first kill. That's what we've seen in these sets against Grayson, is that he's often the first one to be punched. And I think that tells us why that game 1 went the way that it did, is that he was struggling to find the kills and Grayson was actually fine.
Yeah, I think it's crazy how often Zai is able to find some of these like kind of non-committal kill options where he can, oh yeah, I'll just throw off the explosive flame while you're off stage, you know, kind of things. Whereas Grayson, I feel like sometimes has to work so hard trying to connect some of these, like, oh yeah, I have to wait for you to mess up, something my shield's wrong. You know, really punish you with this gyro that Zai's just been on top of so often.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing. A lot of Grayson's, you know, signature game, as you would expect from a Rob, is based on that gyro, but boy, Zai's edge guarding in this game has been even more based.
Yeah. Based on what?
I don't know.
So
I'll have to ask him later. Ooh, up there to finally catch that drift in. We've seen this a lot today, right? That 3 stock to 1 and then somebody gets that first, you know, that first kill, finally makes it 2 to 1 with that clean 1 stock lead. I think Zai's been one of the best players with that lead that we've seen from anybody today, right? I think that he's definitely been one to not let off the gas.
Twice now we've seen cross up there and Grayson not punish it with the up smash because why at this percent would you go for it? So he's trying to get these grabs.
Grabs are big time, especially at that low percent. You're going to find tons of follow-ups as a Rob. I love the empty hop right there to try and bait, I guess, an aerial or something out of Zai there. Up tilt didn't get anything on the shield. This time, though, arm order off stage.
Yeah, now 74% for Grayson. Definitely not healthy, but and getting a little bit unhealthier as time goes on. But
he needs to call a doctor pretty soon, man. Or I guess a mechanic.
Rob definitely is a person that can put on the damage pretty quick.
See, Zai's got that gyro in hand, so a follow-up is going to be a lot more dangerous for Grayson to go for. Almost got up smashed for his troubles, but instead, he's gotten himself just a little bit closer.
Z drop again from that gyro just to activate the hitbox company with the jab. Forward smash is going to catch him jumping. He's going to get knocked out of his jump there, and he's going to catch the recovery using the arm rotors. You talked about it a couple, like, we've often seen that finally taking that first stock in a game, push the momentum through the rest of it, and Grayson just taking that clean 2 games now.
I'm saying, man, there's something about seeing that fresh 2 stocks to 1 that does something to your mentality that kind of takes you out of the zone and says, oh, thank God. And when that tension goes out of your body, I feel like that just deactivates the focus for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we've seen it all day. It's like it's almost past a theory at this point.
Right. It's like going up 2-0 on N. Never a good idea.
Yeah, never go up 2-0 on N.
Yeah.
Boy, the master of the reverse 3-0.
Yeah. But right now, like, it's so crazy to me because I really did expect 15 games. And we got the game 5 out of Zai and Yosifu. But now I'm wondering if we're just going to get back-to-back 3-0s.
Yeah, which is more than just the 1 3-0 if Grayson had done it in, from the winner's side in the first game. Right. Or in the first set, rather. But now Grayson's up 2-0. It doesn't matter. We're both here in the last set of grand finals. And yeah, he just needs 1 more to close it out and win this tournament.
Yeah, but the way that Zai's been playing, I feel like Grayson's really pulled 2 games back from Zai's control. So we'll see if he's going to be able to continue making these miraculous moves, or if Zai's going to really tighten it up.
I personally believe in that, the Zai that I have seen all day today, where you think that he's down and out in a game and then eventually he's just able to claw it out. That's the Zai I've seen for years.
Yeah.
And I know that Grayson is the same way, but he's so good at playing with the lead that once he gets in front of you, it's really hard to catch back up because he's just so consistent. Look at how consistent he is.
Drops the gyro down.
And Zai got super lucky there. He ends up getting killed anyways. Grayson is looking like he is rolling with all the momentum in the world right now. And not only that, it looks like Zai has lost a lot that he's gotten. That's the first time today that I've seen him get hit with that gyro at the ledge.
Yeah, and Grayson, much to his credit, is altering a lot of his timings to make that happen.
Here we go, down throw to forward air, bread and butter. Down air comes out, but Grayson's still the one that ends up in an advantageous position. Nothing to be done about those down tilts on the shield either.
Sometimes you just gotta hold it. Man, already tossing the gyro though meant he wasn't able to punish that teleport all the way around, but look at the damage. Already almost lapping Zai in percent on the way, on the second stop. Dash attack's not gonna do it. Paladin's just gonna haunt for that recovery. Even up the stocks.
Gonna need a whole lot of damage to come out on this first stock. Again, Grayson's the kind of guy that embodies the character, right? He's kind of a machine once he gets into that lead that, how do you stop a train, right? Well, one way to do it is to just become a train yourself. The reversal from Grayson, though, I thought that was going to be Zai's stock for sure.
Yeah, but Zai wasn't ready for the tech. I wouldn't have been. I didn't expect the forwarder to have time to come out.
Oh my gosh, Grayson! He's playing around out there. And he's got Zai down to his last tournament stock potentially here as well.
Yeah, and still sitting at a percent that I feel like is, again, I've said it before, not healthy, but not the worst place to be in against Palutena. She's got to do a little bit of extra work to kill you.
Gyro comes out again, doing a lot more work in this game. It seems like Zai has sort of lost the idea a little bit. Not lost, but has abandoned a little bit of the idea of using the gyro. You see right there, he just tosses it up into the air to not worry about it. He just wants to play against the Rob. And man, that's just not the way that he's been winning games so far. Grayson's getting closer and closer to victory here.
Oh, but the up smash there is definitely going to punish the whip on Grayson. Trying to use that side special as a reflector. Just bounce that gyro back, but backfired.
Speaking of bouncing back, Zai looks like he might be doing just that with that gyro in hand. 48% quick on the custom combo follow-ups. Oh, that's it!
Catching the neutral get up though with the back air. It is back-to-back 3-0s. Grayson reversing what Zai did to him, making it into the grand finals. That bracket reset match though, Grayson is going to take it much like he did in winners.
And the robot just continues to roll along. Rob has claimed another tournament by the hands of Grayson. He's won a lot of weeklies so far, but this time he's won one of the biggest online tournaments that you'll see down here at the Get On My Level online NA Open. The South tournament here has wrapped up with Grayson as your winner. I think that everybody has known up to this point that he is an absolute force to be reckoned with online, and he's just proven it again today that after getting 3-0'd winner side in grand finals, he turns it around and gets a 3-0 of his own.
Yeah, man is adaptation is one of his strongest suits, and I feel like him, especially in winners finals, just not wasting all of it. Like in winners finals, he was able to take it. Grand finals, first set, he didn't waste all of his adaptation power in that first set. He's, you know, I can drop this one. That's fine. I'll come back with a vengeance on the next one. Powerful punch.
And it could even play a little bit more into, you know, the fatigue that Zai is going to show, having to play more and more games. And we'll see, you know, kind of a little bit of the things that Grayson was able to pull out of that bag of tricks once we got into that last set. You know, if we take a look at some of the replays, I'm sure we'll see that, you know, Grayson, you know, while he did seem locked in that first set, I wouldn't say he was sandbagging at all. He was still trying.
Oh, yeah.
But his energy was focused on figuring out where Zai is as a player right now and what his focus is on, and then focusing on just cutting out Zai's game plan. So, I mean, yeah, Grayson has been just an absolute beast this whole tournament. If the winners finals, you know, those two losses against Zai in those games do count.